Weather held an open sort of session in Las Vegas today. Manny did the same in Los Angeles, out there in Hollywood, where he's hoping for a Hollywood ending in 17 days to knock out his biggest rival, who nobody has defeated before. We watched him all day long. He spoke afterwards with our Bernardo Osuna.
Manny Pacquiao, we're just a few weeks away from the biggest fight in boxing history. How are you mentally, physically, and emotionally for this fight?
100%, and I'm very thankful to God that He gave me strength, good health every day, and it's all from Him.
We've seen you over the past few weeks work on your explosiveness, your speed, your foot movement. We're just a couple of weeks away from the fight. What is your game plan from now until May 2nd?
We have a lot of game plans and a lot of strategy that we can use in the fight, and especially including the footwork, strong legs, like that.
I've been covering you for over a decade, and you're very accommodating with the media, but over the last 10 days, you've kind of shut things down. What took you to do that decision, to make that decision, and what benefit have you been able to take away from it?
Because we're starting our the priority strategy.
What can people expect from you come May 2nd?
It's going to be a good fight, and God is good.
Is the hunger back? Is that killer instinct back?
It's back. It's back. Killer instinct, hungerness, and determination is back.
Look forward to that come May 2nd at the MGM Grand.
Bernardo, thank you very much. For more, we welcome in our ESPN boxing writer and reporter Dan Rayfield. He watched the workout today, considerably shorter than that of Floyd Mayweather's yesterday. All right, Dan, just ended a little while ago. You were fortunate enough to be able to see it. I mean, what should we know about what Manny did today?
Well, it's the same thing with Floyd yesterday. This was a workout that was more for show. I mean, Floyd, I think, did a little bit more strenuous because his gym is typically more open and there's always more people around, I guess, when he's doing his actual workouts. But with Manny today, you could tell by the way he was acting. He was laughing. He was joking with Freddie Roach, his trainer. They know that they have serious business in front of them, but because of the jam-packed nature of the gym and certainly not conducive to getting in a good workout, the idea was go in, shake out, put on a good show, and obviously spend some time talking to the reporters and to the TV cameras and that sort of thing. Like I said, for show, and the serious business gets taken care of at other times during the training camp.
You know, in 17 days, I'm pretty sure the judges aren't going to be giving points for promptness. But I know there's a huge difference between these two guys when it comes to that. Mayweather made us wait yesterday, and it may just seem like a trivial thing, but I know Freddie Roach and a lot of other people in Manny's camp were not pleased by that. Kind of take us through Mayweather being a little bit tardy, Pacquiao not being so, and how even something as trivial as that can stoke the fire between these two sides.
Well, I don't think there was anything about being a little bit late. Floyd had an open media workout. I mean, you can laugh about it, but this is the reality. The people that work extremely hard on the publicity for this fight, who spent a lot of time courting the press to setting up interviews, doing those things, people like Kelly Swanson and her company, and all those people, they spent a lot of time and effort getting this done, and they called it for a certain time, and Floyd didn't show up until 2.5 hours late. So you can understand. Listen, I've been to a lot of media workouts and a lot of press conferences. I don't even blink an eye when it's a half an hour. You know, sometimes even 45 minutes, you're like, whatever, typical. 2.5 hours, that's pushing it a little bit, in my opinion. So I think that Freddie had heard about that. He sort of took exception to that, like a lot of people did, and basically was like, look, we'll show them. And so kind of them were joking around yesterday on the Pacquiao camp. His publicist, Fred Sternberg, was saying that Pacquiao told him, I've got to show Mayweather I'm going to be early for my workout. And sure enough, not only did Pacquiao show up on time, he was a little bit early, I guess, and he went through the paces and, was very accommodating. Now, once Floyd was there, he's accommodating. But it's getting him there that's sometimes the trouble. And, all it does is it stokes the storyline, whether you buy it or you don't, that many people look at this fight as the good guy Pacquiao against the bad guy Mayweather. I'm not saying I subscribe to that storyline, but it's something that's very easy to look at and understand because Floyd plays up that role as the bad guy so much in his career.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way it goes in anything, whether it's a movie or sports. You want to have one guy you can quote-unquote root for and maybe one guy you can't. put people on opposite sides, polarizing. It does sell, and certainly we're talking about it here on SportsCenter. I know you said yesterday when we were watching Mayweather and here today watching Pacquiao's fight, a little bit limited in terms of his practice session today, that you might have Pacquiao people at Mayweather's session and Mayweather people at Pacquiao's session, so you don't want to show too much. That being said, even if it is just for show, from the limited sample size we're seeing here in the ring today with Pacquiao here sparring, what can you pick up? Because you got to be able to glean something, right, Dan?
Well, I mean, what you can see is what you probably thought, which is, hey, these guys are in great condition. They both look like they were in good shape. Neither one of these guys, whether it's to fight each other or any other fight that they've ever had in recent years, they don't struggle to make the weight. So they're, I would imagine if you put Manny Pacquiao on a scale after his workout, and the same thing with Mayweather, they would both be right on what they're supposed to be for the fight, or within, a couple of pounds. And remember, there's still a couple of weeks to go. So this is a fight where they're not working like so many other fights our fighters work those last couple of weeks to make the weight. These guys are at or near the weight already, so it's much more focused on the game plan, on making sure that you have your combinations down, making sure that you got your footwork in order, and going over the videos of your opponent, all the things that you do to get ready for a fight. Well, it's more boxing related as opposed to just trying to make the weight, and that's a very big deal for a lot of fighters. These guys are in great shape, so what you see in the workouts is them looking like you expect, explosive when they hit the mitts, look in good shape when they do their other work, whether it was Floyd doing sit-ups yesterday or Pacquiao hitting the pads with Freddie. They're ready to fight.
Indeed, and all roads lead to Las Vegas as they get ready to fight on May 2nd. And that's where I want to ask my last question. I know there's been a lot of frustration here in terms of just buying tickets. There's certainly no lack of interest in this fight here, Dan, but buying tickets, getting them out to the public. I know with, a little over 2 weeks to go to the fight, some of that's still up in the air. I know it's causing fan frustration. If somebody's watching here tonight that's interested in going to the fight or knowing more about the fight or getting to Vegas, what can you tell them here?
Well, the first thing I can say is I don't have any tickets, so stop asking.
Sorry, I won't do that again.
In all seriousness, I mean, it really is a real shame. It's really kind of a joke. I mean, just imagine if you had a mega sporting event, the Super Bowl, the Final Four, the Olympic Games, the World Series, and here we were 17 days away from that event, and there wasn't a single person that had a ticket to the event. I mean, you'd be like, what kind of Mickey Mouse operation is this? They only have 16,000 and change tickets to deal with,
right.
Whereas if you're at a Final Four, it's a big dome, or if you're at a Super Bowl, it could be 100,000 seats or something like that. But you still got to get it taken care of. And there's issues between the two promoters and the casino about how they're dividing up the tickets, and it's become a real problem. The Pacquiao camp claims that it's the Mayweather camp that's slowing things down, and of course the other side says it's them that's being the impediment to doing this. At some point they're going to do that. I heard Bob Arum say on the workout show today when he was talking that they hope to have the tickets on sale by the end of this week, and then he said, we'll see. Now they've been saying for the past probably about a month, next week. Well, we're now 17 days away, and there's still nobody that has tickets. And more importantly, because the vast majority of the public is not going to get a ticket for the fight, but there are many tens of thousands of people who are going to make their way to Vegas who want a ticket for the closed circuit locations, where they can watch in the various ballrooms and the Mandalay Bay Event Center and places like that around the city and the other MGM Mirage properties. And those details have not been announced yet either. So it's a real problem, and it's kind of embarrassing.
Really embarrassing. I mean, that's unbelievable. I saw you put on Twitter the other day they've sold $12 million in match sponsorships. I don't think they're worried about selling tickets or making money. They're making money in every conceivable way. But we'll wait to see. And, of course, if we hear anything, we'll pass it along to the fans, because 16,000 people, or certainly more than 16,000, that want to make their way into the MGM Grand Garden Arena in 17 days. We'll have to hash that out. Can't wait for it. Well, what would this fight be? What would boxing be, of course, without a little bit of drama getting us set for Mayweather-Pacquiao? Dan, I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Now, keep in mind, one thing about Manny Pacquiao that a lot of people love is he's loyal. You saw that in the video when he was working out today. When he was in the ring with the guy wearing an orange shirt. That guy's name is Buboy Fernandez. Manny has fought 407 rounds in his career. There he is, just on the left there, you see him. He's fought 407 rounds in his career. And Buboy Fernandez has been there for all 407. There he is, you see him in the orange. He's been there for all 20 years. And Manny has always said, the people that were always with him in the Philippines when he was nothing, he's always said it before, come from nothing, make yourself into something. Buboy Hernandez doesn't get the pub that Manny does, but he'll tell you, there's been almost nobody more important in his rise than a man that's been with him for 407 rounds in each of the last 20 years. Switching gears to soccer. Big one tonight, friendly, United States, Mexico. U.S. has been pretty good